What if I told you that there exists an ancient practice documented thousands of years ago in the Vedic sciences that could completely transform your reality within moments of closing your eyes each night? Before I reveal this profound 60-second technique that has been changing lives across centuries, I want to share something crucial that most people are completely unaware of. There's a critical window of consciousness that occurs every single night in your life. This window represents one of the most powerful moments for transformation that you will ever experience. Yet sadly, the vast majority of people not only fail to harness this power, but unknowingly use it against themselves, sabotaging their own success night after night. What Neville Goddard discovered, and what ancient Vedic scientists documented in texts like the Mandukya Upanishad thousands of years before him, is that the transition state between wakefulness and sleep is when your conscious and subconscious minds are in perfect alignment. It's in this precious moment that the barriers between your conscious intentions and your deeper subconscious programming temporarily dissolve. The ancient Vedic sages called this state Sandhya, the junction point between different states of consciousness. Modern neuroscience now confirms this as the hypnagogic state, where your brain waves shift from beta to alpha and then theta patterns, creating a unique window where your mind becomes extraordinarily receptive to programming. If you're watching this right now, I can almost guarantee you've been unknowingly misusing this powerful state. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how to change that, using wisdom that bridges ancient Vedic science with modern psychological understanding. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share could very well be the missing piece that finally unlocks the abundance, joy, and fulfillment you've been seeking. For many of you, this will explain why, despite all your efforts, visualization practices, and positive thinking during the day, your reality hasn't shifted in the profound ways you've been hoping for. I'm going to reveal exactly what to say during these critical 60 seconds, and more importantly, how to say it to activate what the Chandogya Upanishad calls Sankalpa Shakti, the power of resolved intention that manifests reality. This isn't mystical thinking. And this is the science of consciousness that was understood millennia before modern psychology caught up. Let's begin with understanding why this matters so deeply. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the most profound ancient texts on consciousness, states, "You become what you think." This isn't philosophical poetry. This is a precise description of how your consciousness shapes your reality. Neville Goddard later echoed this when he said, "Your subconscious impressions determine the conditions of your world." Your subconscious mind isn't merely a passive storage system. It's an active, intelligent processor that operates continuously, influencing every aspect of your existence, from your thoughts and emotions to your physical health and the circumstances you attract. Here's what makes this so crucial. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined with feeling. It accepts whatever impressions you feed it, especially during those heightened states of receptivity, like the pre-sleep state. The ancient Vedic scientists understood this when they developed specific Sankalpa practices, intentional resolve statements made during transitional states of consciousness. They recognized that these junction points between wakefulness and sleep were powerful gateways to reprogram the deeper aspects of mind. Consider this. How many nights have you fallen asleep while worrying about problems, replaying conflicts, or focusing on what's lacking in your life? Each time you've done this, you've been programming your subconscious to create more of those exact experiences. As your subconscious faithfully took those worry-filled impressions and worked diligently to match your outer reality to them. This is why so many people feel trapped in cycles of limitation, despite their best efforts to think positively during waking hours. Those few minutes before sleep often undo hours of positive thinking because the pre-sleep state is exponentially more powerful for programming your subconscious. But here's the extraordinary news. This same mechanism that may have been working against you can be instantly turned around to work for you. The ancient Vedic scientists developed precise techniques to utilize this transition state, and Neville Goddard later refined these approaches for modern application. Tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how to harness this power. the specific words to say, and the precise state of consciousness to enter. When applied consistently, this 60-second practice can completely transform your reality from the inside out. Let's break this down into 3 simple steps that anyone can follow. Step 1. Entering the optimal state of consciousness. The Vedic texts refer to this as Yoga Nidra, or yogic sleep, a state of profound relaxation while maintaining trace awareness. Neville Goddard called it the state akin to sleep, that delicate threshold between waking and sleeping consciousness. Here's how to access this powerful state tonight. First, find a comfortable position in bed where your body can fully relax. And the ancient texts recommend lying on your back in what's called Shavasana, or the corpse pose, with your arms slightly away from your body, palms facing upward. Next, close your eyes and begin taking slow, deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold briefly, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. The pranayama breathing sciences described in the Vedas show this pattern naturally shifts your nervous system from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and restore, activation. As you continue breathing, bring your attention to each part of your body, starting from your toes and moving upward. Feel each muscle group releasing tension, becoming heavy and comfortable. This progressive relaxation technique was described in the ancient Yoga Nidra protocols as the gateway to accessing deeper states of consciousness. Finally, allow your mind to drift into that peaceful state where thoughts begin to slow down, yet you maintain a gentle awareness. In this state, your brainwaves have shifted from beta, active thinking, to alpha, relaxed awareness, and are beginning to touch theta, the twilight state. This is the exact neurological window when your subconscious mind becomes most receptive to new programming. Modern EEG studies have confirmed what the ancient Vedic scientists knew intuitively. This transitional state represents a unique opportunity to bypass the critical faculty of your conscious mind and speak directly to your subconscious. Many people rush through bedtime completely unaware of this golden opportunity that presents itself every single night. Instead of harnessing this power, they fall asleep while scrolling through social media, watching disturbing news, or ruminating on problems, all of which program their subconscious for more of the same. Tonight, you're going to do something very different. You're going to consciously enter this receptive state and then move to Step 2. Step 2. The 60-second declaration that changes everything. Once you've reached that peaceful state between wakefulness and sleep, it's time to plant the seeds of your new reality. The ancient Vedic texts called these sankalpa, resolved intentions spoken with feeling during heightened states of receptivity. Here are the exact words to say during these 60 seconds. I recommend memorizing them, but you can also record them in your own voice and play them softly as you drift off to sleep. I am one with the infinite intelligence that permeates all existence. My consciousness is connected to the universal consciousness that creates and sustains all reality. I am worthy of boundless abundance, profound joy, and complete fulfillment. Success flows to me effortlessly from every direction. My mind is calm, my body is healthy, and my spirit is aligned with my highest purpose. I attract perfect opportunities, meaningful relationships, and prosperity in all forms. I am grateful for the abundance that fills my life now and continues to grow each day. I release all resistance and allow my good to flow to me naturally. My subconscious mind now works continuously to manifest these truths in my physical reality. I am completely at peace knowing that these statements are already manifesting as my new reality. Now let me repeat these words once more. This time, really absorb them and feel their meaning deeply. I am one with the infinite intelligence that permeates all existence. My consciousness is connected to the universal consciousness that creates and sustains all reality. I am worthy of boundless abundance, profound joy, and complete fulfillment. Success flows to me effortlessly from every direction. My mind is calm, my body is healthy, and my spirit is aligned with my highest purpose. I attract perfect opportunities, meaningful relationships, and prosperity in all forms. I am grateful for the abundance that fills my life now and continues to grow each day. I release all resistance and allow my good to flow to me naturally. My subconscious mind now works continuously to manifest these truths in my physical reality. I am completely at peace knowing that these statements are already manifesting as my new reality. The key to making these statements effective lies not just in the words themselves, but in how you say them. The ancient Vedic scientists emphasized that sankalpa must be accompanied by bhavana, emotional feeling, and sensory imagination. As you speak these words, either aloud or mentally, allow yourself to feel the truth of them. Imagine how your life would be different if these statements were already your reality. What would you see, hear, and feel? How would you carry yourself? Who would be in your life? The Chandogya Upanishad describes this process as becoming one with the object of meditation. You're not merely reciting words, you're allowing yourself to embody the very states you're describing. This feeling state is what the quantum field responds to, as modern physics is now confirming what the ancient texts described. Your subconscious mind processes roughly 11 million bits of information per second, compared to your conscious mind's mere 40 bits per second. But when you access this pre-sleep state, you're speaking directly to this immensely powerful processor that shapes your reality at levels far deeper than conscious effort alone can reach. But there's one more crucial element to make this practice truly transformative. And that brings us to step 3. Step 3. Maintaining the state as you drift to sleep. This final step is where most practices fail, yet it's perhaps the most powerful element of all. After speaking your 60-second declaration, you must maintain the feeling state as you drift off to sleep. Ancient text Yoga Vasistha describes this as planting the seed of intention in the fertile soil of deep consciousness. When you carry these feelings of abundance, success, and fulfillment into sleep, your subconscious works with them throughout your sleep cycles, integrating them into your deeper programming. Here's why this matters. During sleep, particularly during REM cycles, your brain processes emotional information and consolidates memory. Modern neuroscience has confirmed that sleep is not just rest, it's an active time of neural integration and memory consolidation. The feelings and thoughts you fall asleep with receive preferential processing during these cycles. So, how do you maintain this state as you drift off? After speaking your declaration, simply hold the feeling of it being true. Don't strain or force anything. Simply bask in the peaceful knowing that what you've declared is already in process. Feel gratitude as if your desires have already manifested. The Vedic concept of Turiya, the fourth state of consciousness beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, describes this as a state of pure awareness where manifestation occurs naturally. By maintaining your intention as you drift toward sleep, you're accessing this powerful fourth state. Now, let me explain what happens physiologically when you practice this technique consistently. When you repeat this practice night after night, several remarkable changes begin to occur in your neurological system. First, you begin creating new neural pathways that support your desired reality. The ancient Vedic concept of samskara, mental impressions that shape future patterns, describes exactly what modern neuroscience now calls neuroplasticity. Second, your reticular activating system, the filtering mechanism in your brain that determines what information reaches your conscious awareness, becomes reprogrammed to notice opportunities, resources, and evidence that align with your declarations. The ancient texts describe this as opening the eye of wisdom to see what was previously invisible to you. Third, your autonomic nervous system shifts from a stress-dominant state to a growth and restoration state. This affects everything from your immune function and cellular regeneration to your hormonal balance and creative thinking capacity. The Ayurvedic sciences detailed these psychosomatic connections thousands of years before modern medicine began to understand them. Finally, and perhaps most profoundly, your electromagnetic field, what the Vedic scientists called your subtle body, or pranamaya kosha, begins to vibrate at a frequency that attracts corresponding energies and circumstances. Quantum physics now validates this principle that the ancient texts described as like attracts like at the energetic level. Let me share something remarkable with you. One of the oldest Vedic texts, the Rig Veda, contains a hymn that translates to, "As is your vision, so becomes your world. As is your intention, so flows your energy. As flows your energy, so manifests your reality." This precisely describes the mechanism of conscious creation that Neville Goddard would later teach and that quantum physics now confirms. Your consciousness is not merely perceiving reality, it is actively creating it through focused intention coupled with feeling. Now, here's my challenge to you. Commit to practicing this 60-second technique every night for the next 21 days. Why 21 days? The ancient Vedic scientists observed that it takes approximately 21 days for a new practice to begin rewiring your neurological patterns. Modern habit research confirms this general time frame for establishing new neural pathways. For the next 21 nights, as you lie down to sleep, consciously enter that relaxed state, speak your declaration with feeling for 60 seconds, and then maintain that feeling as you drift off to sleep. Do this consistently without skipping a single night. By day 7, you'll begin noticing subtle shifts in your perception. You'll find yourself feeling more optimistic, more aware of opportunities, and more aligned with your intentions during waking hours. By day 14, these perceptual shifts will begin manifesting as tangible changes in your external circumstances. You may notice unexpected opportunities, improved relationships, or financial windfalls that seem to arrive coincidentally. By day 21, you'll have established a new neurological baseline. What once required conscious effort will begin happening automatically. Your subconscious mind will be working continuously to align your reality with your declarations, even when you're not consciously focusing on them. This is what the ancient texts meant by awakening your dormant creative power. It's not about forcing change through willpower. It's about aligning your entire being, conscious and subconscious, with your desired reality. I want to address something important here. Some of you might be thinking, "I've tried positive affirmations before and they didn't work. What makes this practice different?" The difference lies in 3 critical factors that most practices miss. First, the timing, utilizing the precise neurological window when your subconscious is most receptive. Second, the feeling state, embodying the emotions of your desire fulfilled, not just reciting empty words. And third, the sleep integration, allowing these impressions to be processed during sleep when your brain is actively consolidating new information. When these 3 elements combine, the results can be extraordinary. I've seen people transform decades of financial struggle into abundance. I've witnessed chronic health conditions resolve when traditional approaches failed. I've observed seemingly impossible circumstances shift in ways that defy conventional explanation. This isn't magical thinking. This is applied consciousness science that bridges ancient wisdom with modern understanding of neuroplasticity, psychoneuroimmunology, and quantum field theory. The Katha Upanishad states, "Whatever world a person envisions clearly in mind, and whatever state of being they desire with conviction, that they will surely attain." Neville Goddard echoed this when he said, "What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become." Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, remember that you have a choice. You can either continue programming your subconscious with random thoughts, worries, and limitations, or you can intentionally use those powerful 60 seconds to reshape your entire reality. Those who understand this principle are never at the mercy of circumstances, as they recognize that external reality is merely a reflection of internal programming, and they take conscious control of that programming during the most effective neurological window available. If you're ready to experience this transformation for yourself, comment below with the words, "I am ready to transform." Making this public declaration strengthens your commitment and helps hold you accountable to this practice. And don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss the deeper techniques I'll be sharing in upcoming videos, ancient practices that were once reserved for advanced initiates but are now available to those who sincerely seek transformation. Remember, tonight before you close your eyes, you have a choice that will affect every aspect of your tomorrow. Will you continue the old pattern of random pre-sleep thoughts, or will you harness these 60 seconds to program a new reality? The ancient Vedic scientists and modern consciousness explorers like Neville Goddard have mapped the territory. Now it's up to you to walk the path. 60 seconds tonight could change everything tomorrow. Use them wisely. Your subconscious is always listening. What will you tell it tonight?